Hi, today I will share with you 5 ways to reduce July 4th fireworks anxiety for dogs, which can also include thunderstorms and things you can do to start preparing now. I'm Keiko and I work with animals holistically. So I'm an alpaca shepherdess and I care for my beloved animals on my farm all as naturally as possible. I also do energy work with them. So, I will be covering 5 core topics here and in more detail, but I'm going to give you the list in case that's all the information you need. I will also have this available in text written form so that you don't have to take notes and you don't have to figure out the names of the things I'll mention. So, one, I'll be talking about the natural remedies that you can purchase ahead and try during the July 4th fireworks or thunderstorms or any other loud noises that your beloved animals may be afraid of. I'll also talk about physical support and then some sound healing options that are free and available, as well as some animal communication tips that you can use even if you don't know how to do it or you think you don't know how to do it. If you're an animal lover, I will show you what you can do. And then at the end, I will do an energy healing um, prep before fireworks that you can use, uh, as well as during the fireworks and thunderstorms. So I'll do 2 mini ones at the end that you can keep playing with or using going forward. So that'll be at the end. And yeah, okay, so let's get started. So I have quick notes so that I don't miss anything. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So number one, Bach rescue remedy for pets is so fabulous for stress and anxiety in animals. I've used it for myself, the human version, and it's almost an instant. So that's one option. So it's BACH, Bach rescue remedy. You can get pretty much everything I mentioned anywhere like on Amazon, Chewy, and places like that. And then homeopathic. So there are 3 homeopathics that are kind of generally beneficial for loud noises and fear. And they are Argentum Nitricum 200C, so Argentum, and then Nitricum, Nitricum 200C. And just so you know, you can look up a lot of this online, as you know, but this book is so cute and amazing. And I love this book so much. I just wanted to introduce it. Homeopathic Remedy Pictures for Animals. I was thrilled to get this. So, okay, so for instance, the Argentum Nitricum. So they've got a picture and all the information, which is so fabulous. Um, and then the next one is Phosphorus 200C. Let me pull that up so you can see a picture. It's really cute. Okay. So that's Phosphorus. So another option. And these you can get on Amazon. I think one of the popular brands is like Boiron, Boiron. They're usually anywhere from like $7, $8 to maybe 10, 11, maybe ish in 2026. So that's your phosphorus. And then the third one is aconitum or aconite, and it's right here. So you can just Google and research and see which one kind of fits your beloved animal the most. Um, you can also, well, I muscle test everything. So, I tune into my own animals or the animal that is requesting it, and then I'll muscle test or energetically test which one is the best match for them. But there are combination remedies. So you can use these. You can probably use them together. I usually give more specific. But if you're new, best to kind of look up what feels like the best match. And then you can try it. And if you don't see a whole lot of change, like, so let's say the fireworks is going on, you give them Argentum Nitricum, and then like you don't see any change, you can wait maybe like 15, 20 minutes and then try the second one, phosphorus. And then, if you still don't see something, then try aconitum. Sometimes, because every animal is different, it can be more specific, at which point you'll either need homeopath that can do the whole classical thing, or since it's really hard to do that with animals, I energetically test the best match, which makes it a lot faster and easier. So, um, that's how I do it. But, do some research. Homeopathics are super great for animals because they're so sensitive and energetic and safe. Okay, so physical support. Thundershirts are amazing. So again, you can purchase these on Amazon or Chewy's or wherever you can get pet supplies. It's just called a Thundershirt and it's kind of nice and snug and keeps them feeling a little more safe and secure. Um, yeah. And then sound healing. So I use a lot of frequency healing, like tuning forks for myself as well as for any animals that need it. It's very grounding and calming, and it's actually, kind of helping bring balance to their field so that they feel more stable in their body, their feet, auric field, all of that good stuff. So I do have two free tuning forks designed specifically for sensitive animals. It's very simple. It sounds like there's really nothing to it except this one sound, but there's a lot of love and intention in these tuning forks. So I have one that's a grounding and calming one that uses the Earth Star Chakra Tuning Fork, and it only uses that. So you can play it really low and watch your animal. If your animals are like, this is not my frequency, you'll know. And then don't use that one. And then there's another one that's 528 hertz frequency. And I think that one's also about 90 minutes long. Again, all of it play really low volume. They can hear way better than we can. They're also feeling the vibration. So make it like barely audible for us and then just observe. And if they seem really calm and happy, then those frequencies are recalibrating their system and the body knows what to do. You don't have to worry about it. It's passive. You can just let it go in the background. So I will definitely make sure that the links are in the description for those two that are free. But again, like look for anything your dog seems to enjoy. There's a lot of free, beautiful stuff on YouTube. So just find something that seems to be great and prep ahead. So because frequency healing is always kind of recalibrating and just bringing everything back to balance, I highly recommend this for like using it on a daily basis. I do it for myself. I have a lot of things happening for my animals. So just yeah, so that's something I would highly recommend, like not just now for the thunderstorm, but just on a daily basis, see what feels good and utilize sound frequency. And just remember, so animals are going to be a lot more sensitive. And so you want something that's more designed towards animals that doesn't cause overwhelm, especially if you have a sensitive, high anxiety animal. And so again, my tuning forks that I do it in my little office. It's not a professional studio. It's not anything super fancy, but it does take into account, our sensitive, beloved animals and the potential overwhelm. So just mentioning that. Okay, so animal communication. So you're already talking to your animals. You already do this, and but it's incredibly effective. You would be very surprised. So, and again, I'm always going to say this because it always cracks me up. So, animal communication is for deeper understanding. It's not for compliance. So, just because you can communicate with them does not mean that they are ever going to be necessarily compliant. They may understand what you want, but they may be like, nope, nope, that's not for me. So obvious things like you just talk to them out loud with intention and love. They generally are going to see everything that you visualize more. So like using negatives is a little harder. So like if you say like don't, okay, I'm using a slightly different example just as a way to explain. If you say don't bark versus be quiet, there's a huge difference in terms of what we're accidentally transmitting. So if you say don't bark, but in our mind, when we say don't bark, you're going to picture a dog barking, right? And then you're like, don't do that. Okay, so when we say don't bark, automatically our image is going to be a barking dog. So we're sending slightly mixed message to our dog because our dog's like picking up the wah, 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 wah image. Okay, if we say be quiet, in our mind, we're seeing a quiet, calm dog, right? So you see the difference? Okay, so just keep that in mind because that's going to lead to so much success on every level, like even if you're speaking or mentally, trying to communicate. So if you speak to them, just let them know that they're safe, which is super important. And I would also highly recommend making it so that it's a cozy night that you're going to be relaxing and spending time together. So maybe you can project that image of, okay, this evening, yes, there's going to be some sounds out there that are a little loud, but focusing on the beautiful relaxing, comforting space that you are going to be creating, that they will feel safe. You're right there with them, you're relaxed, and you're just going to be right there present with them. Um, yeah, so, and if you can sort of maybe even start a couple days early about the fun part and just say, okay, there might be some noises out there. But if you're like, okay, it's going to be like our movie night, or, I'm going to read you guys books or tell you fun stories of, your puppyhood or kittyhood. If you want to do something like that and it's going to be a fun thing, you may want to let them know, oh yeah, in 3 nights, and the way you communicate like the day night, you do because the animals are seeing more like sun, you go sun up and then sun down. So you can see that, okay, so that's one day. And then sun up, second day, sun down. Sun up, sun down. That's like 3 days. Okay. So that's kind of how you can sort of communicate time and date for them. Um, and then basically, on that night, sun up, and then okay, as it gets night, then we're gonna all be calm and having this lovely cozy time. And yes, there might be loud noises in the periphery, but let's focus here and see how that works for you. Okay, so again, just be flexible. Every animal understands and communicates differently, so that's for you to have fun with and experiment and see what works best. But uh all you really have to do is just talk to them and don't make it complicated. You're already doing this. Yeah, yeah, okay. And just reassure them that they are safe. Okay, so all right, so now to the fun part with the energy healing. So for the prep before fireworks, I'm going to be energetically helping you reset, balance, and align the pineal gland. I don't think I ever pronounced that word right. I think it's pineal or pineal. I'm just still going to say pineal because I like the way that sounds. So pineal gland, the yang linking meridian, the central nervous system. So before the fireworks, so like if you have a week or 3 days or 2 days, I'm going to show you how to just do this on a daily basis. And you can do this multiple times depending on the level of anxiety you have or your animal has. Okay, so a couple ways to do this. So when we reset, balance, and align energetically, you can, I'm going to show you on me, you can just utilize the governor meridian, which runs from here all the way to the tailbone, I believe. But since my arm's not that long, I just do this. Okay, so I'm actually just tracing the governor meridian and resetting it. For your beloved animals, you go from above the nose all the way there back. So you can just do like a nice, easy sweep to reset, balance, and align. And a lot of this has to do with intention. Okay, so let's do one at a time, and then I'll just kind of show you. So I'm going to do it on myself as the animal collective that that may watch this video this year, next year, whenever. Okay, so just going to go reset, balance, and align the pineal gland. And as you do this, a lot of times, and you can sort of practice this on yourself with me, I'm feeling a lot of energy tingling. And you don't have to feel it, okay? It's still working. But some people are more sensitive, so you can feel it. So you can keep doing this as many times as you feel like until sometimes you'll feel like, okay, I need to take a deep breath. Okay. Or you may feel the tingling and you're like, okay, I'm going to pause for a second and just sort of let it settle. So the goal is for you to really start tuning in to your own energy and feeling. And then I'm just going to now pretend we're doing your dog or cat. So going from the nose, reset, balance, align the pineal gland, and you're doing this. Just keep doing it until maybe you feel like, okay, that feels like it's reset, or the dog yawns, sighs, stretches, or relaxes. You'll usually see something. Or you may take a nice deep breath, like, ah. Okay, so reset, balance, align the pineal gland. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling a lot of energy actually moving as I'm doing this. So I'm sending you all so much love as I do this. And I'm just bringing through like Mother Earth, nature, source frequency. So it's all very safe. We all have this ability. Okay. All right. So the next one is the Yang linking meridian. So how I came up with this, I actually just muscle tested which ones would be helpful. These came up. So that's what we're doing. And I have different one for during fireworks and thunderstorms. Okay. So I'm just going to reset it on me first. So reset, balance, and align the Yang linking meridian. Reset, balance, align the Yang linking meridian. Ooh, this one feels actually a little stuck. Hold on. Feeling it in the little bit in the legs, but this one's not moving. So let me just keep moving the energy on this one. So reset, balance, align the Yang linking meridian. There it goes. So I'm super sensitive. And so, like, when the thunderstorms are going, I can feel it. So I can see why the animals get really scared because it's a really weird sensation. And I feel like the vibration and the tingling. And yeah, like the current tingling I'm feeling is like a nicer tingling, but the thunderstorm is more intense. So different kind. Okay. So sometimes, like, you're like, okay, nothing's happening. Well, keep doing it and see if something changes. Okay, because yeah, the first couple times, oh, now it's moving. Okay, so the first couple times it wasn't moving at all. And I was like, wait, no response. Okay, but now that I'm giving attention to it and intention of reset, balance, and align the Yang linking meridian, now I'm feeling movement. Now I'm feeling stuff like moving in the back. Okay. Sometimes if you need to like release something, you can cough, yawn, burp, all sorts of fun stuff. Same with your puppies and kitties. Kitties are actually not as much, but yeah. Reset, balance, and align the Yang linking meridian. So sometimes I stay on one a little longer than others. So you can do that because everybody's different. Every animal's a little different. Okay. Okay. How's that feel? One more time. Okay. Reset, balance, and align the Yang linking meridian. Reset, balance, and align. Okay, so there's some release happening on this one. It's so weird. Like sometimes I'll be like burping or coughing or yawning. It's like when energy's moving. Weird, weird stuff. All right. So I'm gonna muscle test to make sure. Okay, so the Yang linking meridian is reset. Okay. For this round. So you can do this multiple times every day. Okay, so now let's reset, balance, align the central nervous system. So reset, balance, align the central nervous. There you go. Central nervous system. Reset, balance, align the central nervous system. All right, and I'm just going to do it for just pretending like I'm doing it on your animal. It's all kind of the same, but Reset, balance, align the central nervous system. And you can go as slow or as fast as you are called to do. There is just like no wrong way to do this, okay? Okay, reset, balance, align, reset, balance, align, the central nervous system. Okay, so that feels good for now, but it feels like whoever's listening to this, you may want to do this more frequently. It feels like a lot of it's a little not like in a constant state of stress and anxiety, but frequent enough that these are a little thrown off in the animals who will be listening to this particular recording and this portion of the recording, because I'm figuring most people probably left at the first 2 minutes or 30 seconds or 5 seconds. Okay, which is fine, right? Because it's everything is meant for the right person at the right time. So, okay, so let me get some water. Oh, also, it helps when you do any kind of energy healing or work to stay very well hydrated because we're electrical beings. So, yeah, I can't muscle test unless I'm well hydrated. It just starts going wonky. Okay, so back to energy healing during a fireworks or thunderstorm. Okay, and of course, if you're right there with your beloved animals, this would be perfect to do right on them. Okay, so we're gonna reset the amygdala, central nervous system again, pineal again, and then the auric field. Okay, so we'll do one at a time. So reset, balance, align the amygdala. Okay. And that has to do with that fight or flight response because it is scary when we hear big, loud noises or booms. Ooh. Okay, so it gets our fight or flight going. So we're calming down that amygdala. Reset, balance, align the amygdala. And even though I did not have this picked out earlier, I am being guided to reset, balance, align the adrenals with it. Okay, so reset, balance, align the adrenals. And then let's do reset, balance, align the amygdala and the communication with the adrenals to calm that fight or flight during the thunderstorm. So you can come back to this during thunderstorms or fireworks, or just write it down and just do this yourself. It's usually more fun when somebody else is talking with you, but you can do this by yourself too. Okay, so reset, balance, and align the amygdala and the adrenals. I'm also just going to do it in front of me. Reset. Ooh, this one feels actually a little more powerful on the animals here. So reset, balance, align the amygdala and the adrenals. Whoops. So sometimes it's releasing. I'm sorry. Okay, reset, balance, align the amygdala and the adrenals. Okay. Excuse me. All right, let's see. Is that reset? Okay, that looks okay. All right, let's do the central nervous system. So reset, balance, align the central nervous system. Oh my goodness. Reset, balance, align the central nervous system. Ooh, that one feels good. Okay. Reset, balance, align the central nervous system. Reset, balance, align the central nervous system. Okay, so there's a lot of energy moving on this one. Okay. And just do it for as long as it feels good for you and your beloved animal. Okay, let's reset. All right, and then the pineal gland, reset, balance, align the pineal gland. Oh, okay, reset, balance, align the pineal gland. Reset, balance, align the pineal gland. Sorry, just rolling my neck around a little bit. Oh, okay. Is that moving? Let me reset, balance, and line the pineal gland. Can tell my dogs are usually all passed out, just they're like upside down sleeping. I've got four dogs in the house. Three are really big. They're all very, very chill and relaxed puppies. Lots of energy flowing here. All right. Reset, balance, align the pineal gland. Oh, okay. That feels so much better. And again, you don't have to feel anything. It's still working. Don't worry. It's all in the intention. All right. So the auric field. Okay, so we got layers of the auric field. I'm going to ask that all be reset, balanced, and aligned. All right, reset, balance, align, the auric field, all layers. Okay, the yellow auric field, that color sort of coming in, so I'm just going to ask that that be further balanced. Okay, and then I'm just going to do it again in front, reset, balance, oops, reset, balance, align, the auric field. All layers. Okay, now really nice, big, beautiful white energy I see sort of permeating and strengthening the field. Ah, okay. Sort of giving your animals a little more of their personal space instead of all that sound kind of coming in on them and that sound frequencies and the. Okay. Oh, I like that. It's coming out like white rings and it's just sort of filling it out, but like each ring also has a little bit of a nice little like boundary, but there's multiple white ringed energy fields coming out to strengthen, yeah, and give kind of a safe space for their energy field. Yeah, so that they don't feel so hit close with a sound frequency. Okay, so reset, balance, align the auric field, strengthening their sense of safety. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. All good. So that's something you can do during the thunderstorms or fireworks. Yeah, nice little energy healing. You can repeat over and over and over. All right. So I hope you found this helpful and you've got a couple different tools that you can prep ahead, or if you need it now, you've got a couple other things you can use. So anyway, I hope you managed the July 4th fireworks okay and other thunderstorms. Yeah. Bye.